Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. Okay, so the last our how you say that our class, I mean we stop at topic 3 which is already finished, and now we go for topic 4. Okay, for our syllabus this is under topic 4. Okay, so as you can see from here, this is regarding of introduction to Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994 and the regulation. Okay, so what is this topic all about? So basically it a synopsis saying that this topic provides some like OSH or legislation and regulation on the occupational safety and health, and it provides an insight on details law and its requirement, and the organization are expected to implement the OSH program as far as very practicable and carry out their duties in accordance with the regulations. Okay, so what is the topic objective for this topic? Okay, so if you can see from here, they have 4 indicators since they have 43 pages, right? So I try to make sure that we can cover the syllabus, of course. Okay, and we kind like a very slow in here. Yeah, forgive me for that because this is GSS mode, and then other one more, this is the first semester offered for me. Actually this is second semester, but previously I'm not teaching this subject, but yeah, this is me. Okay, I'm taking the first time for this subject. Okay, so everything is start from scratch. Okay, and yeah, forgive me for that. I tried my best to make it a quick move in order that we can finish on the right track. All right. So the lesson objective, we have the first one to explain the Malaysian Occupational Safety and Health OSH Act 1994, which Act 5.4 and all the related regulations. And the second one to describe the functions, the duties and responsibility of the employers, the employees, okay, and safety health officer and safety health committee. Actually, we have touched this one in previous, if you still remember previous topics, 1, 2, 3, I think, but 3 in concern on more on theories, accident theories, and in the part of the responsibility actually on the topic 2. Okay, and to explain other related laws and legislation related to the OSH laws, and to elaborate how to implement the act and regulations so as to develop a safe and healthy work environment at the workplace. Okay, so this is the objective, whereby for the lesson outcomes, of course, at the end of this chapter or topics. Number one, the learner should be able to, number one, demonstrate the knowledge of OSH Act 1994 and all the regulations and regulatory requirements, and then implement and carry out the OSH Acts and regulations, and develop idea and capability to formulate, okay, organize and implement various OSH programs in compliance with the law towards establishing a safe workplace and environment. Right. So basically, when I'm reading these articles, I believe that I already also post this one in our what we call our Neo. Okay. So I hope you can read also these notes. This articles is about the human rights. So when I read this is according what to sum up about this article is, they mentioned that when every life, okay, in the custody of police custody, um, there is more cases that they are going to deaths. Okay, of course, mostly the human is being bring to the prison and they've been caught by the police because of the cases. But in here, they are actually reluctant to give that medication to this guy, which is the, the wife is actually fight. Okay, Anwar Sharif is her husband, which is arrested at his home on the suspicion of being drug addict. Okay, but to just conclude that they also say that mostly 100, and this is quote by our minister during that time, Datuk Sri Hishamuddin Hussein Untuk Parlimen. 147 detainees die in custody between 2000 2009, which is some deaths were caused by disease. Nevertheless, by unexplained deaths should be thoroughly investigated. So they are in the police custody, maksudnya dalam penjagaan polis, pengawasan polis, dan banyakkannya kes berlaku kematian tu dalam pengawasan polis. Sedangkan sepatutnya, which is expected, that within that police custody, it should be in the good custody, right? And they say in here, our human rights record is no longer our business alone, but is now open for inspections, comment, and criticism. So what they have to conclude here is no amount of money can compensate the grief of the family for the loss of the husband and the father. Though it was important nevertheless to show to the award that enforcement agency will vast power. So this is about the human rights, okay, whether they are maybe getting faulty, okay, and have been caught by the police, but at the same time, as giving like our human rights, okay, we have to make sure also they have to be treated equally as the human. Okay, all right. So this is according to, of course, this is the real case study, the Star, July 3rd July 2010, which is wide open, one up for human rights. Okay, why it has become the opening case for our topic today? Because our topic is about OSH, okay, OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994 and regulation, and this is how to introduce that. How does this OSH been introduced, and the history, and what is it related with our Malaysia, how to say that, Malaysia Safety and Health Act 1994, okay, Act 514 and its regulation. Right, so in here they have been stated there are 5 main types of law. Okay, as the introduction part, they said these topics or chapter will be inside on the Malaysian Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, which is Act 514 and its regulations. And other related acts and regulations will also be described to provide further exposure on the requirements for the safe and health workplace and the condition for all industries. So this is the 5 main types of law, namely like article, the statutory laws, and then we also have the common or civil laws, okay, and then we have traditional or customary law and Islamic or Sharia law, okay. So this is how to introduce how the five main types of the law in Malaysia. Okay, so what is article? For maybe law students, okay, or because in I see we have diploma in law students, right? So I believe that maybe you and me, we are non-law students. So this is something like new words to us, right? Okay, what is articles? Okay, articles is one of the highest or international law regulation. For example, the Universal Declarations of Human Rights. So that is the article means. Okay, article is not just article from newspaper, not that one, but this is regards in the legal perspective and law perspective. This is the highest or international law regulations. So they said in here they have a few of articles restated here. But they put in here until 9, but total there are 30 articles in this Declaration of Human Rights. Okay, number 1, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Okay, they have Article 1, all humans are born free with the same rights. Jadi semua manusia dilahirkan mempunyai bukan dilahirkan secara percuma, tetapi mereka bebas untuk ada hak yang sama. I think that during Rasulullah SAW time, this has been stated well. Okay, and then Article 2, these rights apply to everyone, whatever their race, religion, gender, or any other factor which might make them different from other peoples. Okay, so we need to say hak ini, this right is applied to all, to everybody. Okay, especially when you have different races, different race, different religion, gender, and other factors. So we need to say everybody has the same right. And the Article 3, everyone has the right to life and to life in the freedom and safety from harm. So semua orang ada hak untuk hidup, okay, dan mereka bebas diberi freedom, kebebasan untuk hidup dalam dan selamat, okay, dan from harm, dari sebarang kita kata harm ni sesuatu yang mengancam, okay, yang membahayakan. So Article 4, no one shall be made a slave. So if you still remember, I just relate with during 1980s, Nelson Mandela actually fight for the rights for the white black people in America, which is white people treated these black people as a slave. So in here, I believe that yeah, not no one should be a slave. And if you still remember during in our religion, right, we have Bilal bin Rabah. So Bilal bin Rabah also been one of the slaves during that old times, but our Rasulullah SAW, our Prophet, is taking him and free him from become a slave. Okay, ambil dia lah. Ambil tu dengan kata lain, membeli dia. Sebab ketika zaman Rasulullah lagi sebenarnya ada dah jual beli manusia ni. Right, so no one shall be made a slave, and no one shall be tortured or punished cruelly or treated in a degrading way. So tidak, dan tidak seharusnya orang-orang ini di-torture lah. Torture ni maksudnya torture ni, I know you understand me, but in bahasa Melayu it's called like you put something like pressure, membuat tekanan, tekanan, and you punish, you hukum dia secara kejam, and you treated ni maksudnya you apa, giving him in a very degrading way. You treat them, you layan mereka seperti even like animal, right? We also pity to the animal. We treated the animal very good way. So that one is the worst than animal. Mungkin hukum, apa lagi, hukum sebat dan sebagainya. That is actually our Bilal bin Rabah before this happened, because Bilal bin Rabah want to actually to convert into Muslim, right? As a Muslim. And what happened, he been actually punished, okay? Yeah, this is how the way. So no one should be tortured like that. That is Article 5. Everyone counts as the full person before the law. Semua orang akan dituduh sebagai seorang manusia lah sebelum dia undang-undang itu sendiri. And the law must be the same for everyone. Not saying that you are VVIP, you have something like special treatment whereby you are maybe like just marhain. Okay, can I say that? Only the citizens, okay? You don't have any power, and you've been actually say as have a different, okay, level treatment for you. And everyone living in the country has the right to seek help from a court if they do not get their legal rights. So dia kata kat sini semua orang mempunyai hak untuk mendapatkan pertolongan daripada mahkamah, dan if they do not get their legal rights, sekiranya mereka tidak mendapat hak yang daripada undang-undang lah, okay. Jadi perlu dapatkan pertolongan tu daripada mahkamah. So I think that this is the thing that majority that those people know, okay, and is like a norm. So this is what they expected, that everyone can have like a legal treatment, a fair and equally treatment, whereby they already bring the case to the courts, okay. And Article 9, no one shall be arrested or imprisoned or sent away from their country without proper reason. So yang ini kalau kes macam kita panggil dia ada satu term tau. It's not refugee. Refugee ni pelarian. It's just like you being asked um to go away. Okay, this is the current issue right now, right? You are running away from the country, Muhammad Sajjad case, right? Okay, and actually you are not attending the court Sharia instruction for the case that you have been made, and what you did was you are running away and now to get some like protection from other countries, but that one is different story. Yeah, okay, because this one in the case whereby the country instructed you to go, okay, you are being punished to be moved to the another country. They have term that on that. Okay, I do remember. Okay, and then there are 30 articles in the Declaration of Human Rights, and this is based on www.suhakam.organization.my Human Rights Commission of Malaysia. So I believe that you can go in details if you want to look into the information, what is the more 30 articles in Declaration of Human Rights, because in here they are all put 9 articles, okay. Okay, and I believe that this is the thing that you should know, and I should know. And yeah, there is a reason why, especially the number Article 9 here, right? If you don't do anything that might be considered as guilty or harm you, why you should be in prison or sent away from the country, right? So that's why we have to go back to our rukun negara, okay, that 5 that we know, okay. The reason why as a Malaysian, this is the thing that you have to respect, okay. Kepercayaan kepada Tuhan, kepada kepercayaan kepada taat kepada uh, raja dan negara, keluhuran perlembagaan, kedaulatan undang-undang, kesetiaan kepada kedaulatan undang-undang, yang last kali tu kan. Jadi we should know better on this particular things, because we want to make sure that yeah, you know, okay. And this is the things that we have to buat initiator. Contoh yang pertama, I repeat again, sometimes it's like go with the flow. Kepercayaan kepada Tuhan, kesetiaan kepada raja dan negara, keluhuran perlembagaan, kedaulatan undang-undang, kesopanan dan kesusilaan. So I believe that the last one will be goes to kesopanan dan kesusilaan is the things that is not prohibit, the things that like Malaysia rules, okay. I think that Malaysia rules and all the Muslim country rules, we cannot tolerance on this, okay, because this is the case of Muhammad Sajjad, because you are not particularly respected in terms of, number one is the issue on gender, right? So you bring the Malaysian name, okay, to the world. You're going to Makkah, right? So this is something that cannot be tolerated, right? And I believe that I'm not the right one to actually comment on this, but this is my point of view. I believe that yeah, everybody should awake, okay, because LGBT is not actually being recognized in our country, and even though as a Muslim itself, right? If you're really Muslim, you shouldn't do like that. Real Muslim, you are not doing this thing that can actually harming the religion as well. Muslim is not like this. Okay, and yeah, I think that is the thing into my mind, because this is the current issue right now, right? We are talking about, yes, it's involved all. It's involved about the rules, regulation, religions. Right. So, okay, we're moving on to the statutory laws. What is statutory law? Okay. This is the thing that we mostly learn in. I do not know how about the diploma risk management student, but I believe that most probably I see student especially at the School of Business, we are taking subject business law. Okay, so this is the thing, common thing generally that we have to learn. The characteristic of the statutory laws are laws that written and documented in black and white. So every rules, okay, laws have to be in written and documented to make sure that everybody is knowing it as well. Okay, they know it. This is the law. Okay, and of course, it's comprised of the acts and regulation, and is legislated by the government. We as an individual, we can't do it alone, because we need some of the uh, how to say, by the government itself, okay, to give like this approval from the government as well. We cannot just make it and then okay, done, we implement the rules. No, it must be approved by the government. Okay, and of course the violation of the statutory laws is a crime. When you breach the laws, especially the statutory law, automatically you are doing crime. uh like as if we are not like giving like the another way around. When we breach our, we violate our law as a Muslim, right? We are not praying, we are not paying zakat, what else, and then you are not you violate the pillars of Islam, for example. So buku Islam kita langgar, that is a crime. Maybe for you it's nothing, but it's a crime as a Muslim. Macam itulah. Dia jenayah bagi seorang Muslim. Kita tak solat, kita tak bayar zakat, kita tidak menunaikan yang sepatut kita buat lah. Kan? Jadi macam tu juga undang-undang. That also will goes with the crime. Okay? Alright, so we moving on to the that one just now, number 4. Number 5, presence of penalty and imprisonment. Once you violate the rules, okay, the statutory laws, automatically you will be got some like this penalty, okay, punishment. And of course sometimes you have to pay the penalties, and or it can be both, imprisonment, dipenjarakan atau kedudukannya sekali. Saya dengar kan dalam berita, dikenakan denda dan hukumannya dipenjarakan selama mungkin 1 bulan ke 1 tahun ke, atau kedua-duanya sekali. Okay, defaulter can be prosecuted by the government officer, which is Director General. So dia kata pesalah lah akan dihukum ataupun oleh government officer, pegawai kerajaan, which is called Director General. Okay, so this is something for those common, okay, what is a statutory law. And the second, which is the common laws. Okay, the characteristic of the common law are, number 1, the laws of the wrongdoings, which is torts. Okay, yang ni benda yang basic for those who are learning subject law. Torts of law ni adalah basic. Maknanya kita tahu apa benda yang menyebabkan benda yang kita buat tu adalah salah. What is the laws of wrongdoings? Apakah kesalahan apabila kita membuat kesalahan lah. Undang-undang membuat kesalahan. Contoh wrongdoings tu perbuatan salah lah, membuat kesalahan. And this is the law, okay? And the second one, the judgment are made by the judge and the civil court. Ini kita tahu lah, this is known, okay? When you been actually presented yourself, it means you have the presence in the what we call kita panggil sebagai ada perkataan itu, okay, during the day of judgment tu kan. During the day of judgment tu ada yang akhirat, tapi sama jugalah hari you diminta untuk dibicarakan, okay. Okay, so the judgment will made by the judge, hakim, okay, and also the civil court. Sebab because why? Because you already actually breach, okay, the violations or the wrongdoings just now. And the injured party, okay, kita panggil parti ni bukan parti ye tu, adalah pihak yang kita kata cedera lah, is called plaintiff, okay. Because most probably this injured party plaintiff will bring the case to the court. So during this proceeding tu hari pembicaraan lah. So during the proceedings, okay, the judgment will made by the judges in the civil court, and of course during the proceeding, of course the plaintiff will bring the case to the court system. And of course, they will make or file the claim against the defaulting party. Defaulting party is defendant. So defaulting party adalah pihak yang bersalah lah. Contoh kita tahu pihak tu yang mencederakan kita. Jadi kita ni sebagai pihak injured party, plaintiff. So those yang mencederakan kita tadi, defaulting parties. Contoh dia langgar kereta awak. So that one is defendant lah. Okay, so we will make the claim at the court system because he or she is actually got into accident. Okay, application for trial is made by the lawyer appointed by the plaintiff. So dia kata trial ni adalah hari proceeding tu lah, pembicaraan, and is made by the lawyer. So we will be representing, even though you are plaintiff, you will present by the lawyer. And even though defendant, you also will be the representative by the lawyer. Okay, so this is made by the lawyer appointed by the plaintiff. So the payment of the monetary compensation upon conviction. Jadi apabila dah dapat contohnya dikenakan tindakan ataupun dikenakan didapati bersalah upon conviction, didapati bersalah, jadi akan dapat pampasan duit. Jadi pampasan duit tu akan dapat pada plaintiff. It depends. So yang menentukan siapa plaintiff defendant ni, of course the court itself lah, dan the plaintiff will bring the case to the court system. Okay, among the legislation under the common laws are the laws of the courts and the law of contract. Okay, so there are several acts or statutory law that govern and focus on the safety, health and welfare of the workers in Malaysia. And there are also many others regulation by law. Okay, they say laws, guidelines, the code of practice, okay, and the rules affecting safety, health and welfare matters at the workplace. So some of the main laws are dekat sini. We have around, I think, like 10 here. Okay, the first one, they do have Workman Composition Act 1952. So if you can see in here, this is commonly more on how to say that, specifically on under occupational safety and health, okay, which is safety, health and welfare of the workers that governed by the several acts. Okay, and we have the Workman Composition Act 1952, and then we do have the Employment Act 1955, and then we do have Employee Social Security Act 1969, which is Amendment 1992, and Uniform Building Bylaw 1984, Fire Services Act 1988, which is Act 341, and then Factory and Machinery Act 1966. The Act is 139, and Petroleum Safety Measure Act 1984, and Gas Supply Act 1993. And then we also have the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. So basically, and perhaps we are focusing on this for this topic, and number 9, that's why we will bold it lah. And then the Construction Industry Development Act 1994, which is Act 520. And in here they said, the context of the study, of course, we mainly focus on the Safety and Health Act 1994 and machinery, factory and machinery and 1967. That's why also this one being bolded. Okay. However, we should also learn and get to know this law to enhance our understanding on the occupational safety and health management. Right. Yeah, we can see that every single view here. Okay. Um, wait. The first one, the Malaysian Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. Okay, this is OHS 1994 Act 514. We already actually in this one, this is just a recap back, but this one is more specifically to know why is the reason is OHS 1994 and suddenly they have Act 1514. So this you have to um, focusing on this, okay? So the Malaysian Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, which Act 514, was enacted on 24th February 1994. So we need to say this act will actually been um, legislated, okay, during the year 1994 by our uh, king, okay, Duli Yang Maha Mulia yang di-Pertuan Agong. So these acts provide the legislative framework to promote, to stimulate and encourage high standards of safety and health at work and the workplace. Maybe you might be asking me, Madam, why should it be started at 1994? Is it is too very um, late? Okay, actually, we do have this act in US during 1978. Yeah, for your information, student, this legislation or this act already been introduced in United States in 1978 during 1970s lah, dalam 1970-an. But it's been actually derived in Malaysia during 1994 because you can see that during this time the revolution industrial is keep on widening. Perkembangan industri, revolution industri ni sedang berkembang. Okay, so that's why the reason we need this act, because people are doing works. So we want to know what is the do don'ts, okay, when you are doing this work, and then whether they are actually being protected by the certain act. So that's why during 1994 is being legislated by our king, Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Okay, this act also supersede over existing or prevailing related acts such as the Factory and Machinery Act 1967. Automatically, when this act is being introduced, all the Factory Machinery Act 1967 is already supersede. Dia telah merangkumi, okay. And the primary aim of this act is to promote safety and health awareness and to instill a safe and health culture among the Malaysian workers, especially Malaysian workforce. Because the reason why we doing work, we want to make sure that they are being protected under the act itself and they are work in very safe and health conditions. And the company as well, especially like employer, have to make sure that you're providing a safe and healthy environment to your workforce. Okay, so let's be look into the structure of legislation, the Act 514. Okay, it is an act to make the provision for securing the safety, health, and welfare of the person at work. So for protecting others against risk to safety or health in connection with the activity of the person to work at work, and to establish National Council for Occupational Safety and Health for the matters connected therewith. So they have the source by OSHA 1994 to Act 514. Okay, in simpler terms, they say in here, the Act provides for planning, promotions, coordination, administration, and enforcement of occupational safety and health matters, and preventions of the accidents, ill health, and injury at the workplace, as I do so to you all. So they say here, what the reason we have this Act 514, because this is Act for provision, okay, to ensure that the securing of the safety and health welfare at the workplace, okay. Of course, they have OSHA, okay. So this OSHA we relate with this Act, okay. OSHA itself is the act, is the parents itself. But what is the legislation? Is the Act 514. Okay? And the Act itself defined as the place certain duties on the employer, the employees, self-employed person, manufacturer, designer, and also the suppliers. Okay? Alright. So basically they've been stated here. OSHA Act is the combinations of the statutory law, as we did just now. Okay. Once for those who are breached the statutory law, you are considered doing crime. You are actually being guilty doing crime, right? And that is a written law, and it consists of the relevant acts and regulations and the common law. So thus it provides a means of the compensations, okay, because it's statutory law and also the common law. So they have two here, okay. So means they have, when stating about this common law, it's about thoughts who are doing the wrongdoings, right? Okay, remember that we did in the previous just now. And it provides a means of the compensation for injuries or damage suffered because of the failure of the another party to carry out any of the duties established in the law. So whatever the breach of the or statutes law, and even its criminal offence, for the financial penalties can be imposed and even imprisonment. Boleh dikenakan tindakan dengan penalti, hukuman, denda atau penjara atau kedua-duanya sekali. It can be on the contrary, common law processed as the result of decision of the courts and the judges. Berbeza pula dengan common law tadi, selepas kita dah pendengarkan daripada proceeding and trials, apa keputusannya, ia berdasarkan daripada keputusan mahkamah, courts, and also the judges, hakim. Okay. Okay, let's receive for the OHS regulations. Okay. Of course, they might say this National Council for the Occupational Safety and Health and the Director General of Occupational and Safety with approved consensus from the government and the organization within the industry. So they might say they say in here, okay, they not might it's stated here, the regulation details the specific requirement of the legislations, and it may prescribe, okay, the minimum standard or general application or it may describe specific requirement related to particular hazard. So in the Act of 514, they have 9 regulations. So basically, you remember they have OSHA 1994, and then they have what we call clause at 514, and under the Act 514, they have 9 regulation on this. So they do have occupational safety and health, okay, which is for the employers, okay, for the safety and for the health general policy statements, okay, and then it's under exception regulation 1995. And then also we do have occupational safety and health control for industrial major accident hazard regulation 1996. They have many on this, okay. And occupational safety and health committee regulation 1996, meaning to say they must be have a committee, okay. And then occupational safety and health, which is classification, packaging, and labeling of the hazardous chemical regulation 1997. And then also we have occupational safety and health officer regulation in 1997. Oh, they also have many. Here we mentioning about the classification, packaging, and labeling. Here is about the existence of the safety and health officer. Okay, and then here also the occupational safety and health officer order. Order means dia punya arahan. And then occupational safety and health, which is prohibition use of substance. Ada order 1999. So apakah arahan dalam penggunaan mengelakkan penggunaan substance ni adalah apa-apa bahan-bahan lah yang akan menyebabkan mungkin kemalangan, kesuaian ataupun apa-apa yang akan mengakibatkan kita kata mungkin kematian. Okay. Occupational safety and health use and standard of exposure of chemicals hazardous to health. Dia gunakan bahan kimia. Okay, that is regulation in 2000. And the okay, so again, it repeat again. Okay. Alright, so we're moving on to the next one. Where is the page 92? Sorry student, I have left some like one page on this, 92 I think. Okay, it's okay. Okay, now we're moving on to page 93, right? Okay. I think they have some like the reason here, but it's okay. I will going back on this, okay. Maybe I should put some like what is in the page 92, and then I will continue on in here. Okay. After guilty, if let's say you have a missing pages here, it's okay. I'll go for page 92 later. I will continue on 93. Alright, so for now, there is some like introductory part, okay, to introduce on the OHS itself, okay, and I believe that there will be continued part on here, okay, history of occupational safety and health. But before that, I think that page 92 should be come out because we want to continue on this. Okay, thank you for now and thank you for listening up to this part 1, okay, topic 4. Inshallah, I'll continue on part 2 and the rest of parts to finish this topic. Okay, Assalamualaikum and take care.